Adjusting to the COVID-19 pandemic has been rough on teachers and students. And now comes another challenge, standardized tests. After suspending them for a year, the U.S. Department of Education has decided it's time for the tests to return. Many educators are not happy with this decision. So why bring them back? Here's our Why Guy.
They are two of the most controversial words in education. Standardized tests have been around for decades, providing both guidance and frustration. Teaching in a pandemic is a continuing challenge, so let's explore why standardized tests are returning to the classroom. Federal standardized tests like the Georgia Milestones Assessment are used to measure a student's progress when compared to that of their peers. Their return is a part of the U.S. Department of Education's effort to measure the pandemic's impact on learning. Educators like Lisa Morgan say teachers already know.
We know that our students have had delayed opportunities for learning. We would be better off, I believe, if we simply kept teaching our students and focused on instruction.
The Department of Education has told state school systems that the tests will play an important role in determining areas of the country that have suffered the most during the pandemic from a lack of resources. Morgan, who is president of the Georgia Association of Educators, worries about the students already under stress.
Are we going to add to that stress, to that social and emotional toll by having them test as they are surviving a pandemic?
States can delay tests until summer or even fall or offer them remotely. 52% of the parents answering a survey by the National PTA say they're okay with the return of tests that might help them know if their child has fallen behind. Georgia's Superintendent of Education has told educators they should not require a student to come back into a school building for the sole purpose of taking a standardized test.